Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I think this is episode 2 of Shelve and Scrap It. Not certain. I put the most recent one up here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think last episode I started off with 10, so surely I've added more books since then because I finished a couple books last episode. Surely not. Anyway, so I will be recording this vlog for like a week and a half, 2 weeks max. My aim is to finish 2 or 3 books. I mean, I'd love to say 4. But I don't know if that's going to be realistic for myself. Why don't we say 3 or 4 books? Yeah? 3 or 4 books. Okay. So a lot of these books I've had on my shelf for a very long time and I just don't care for them. If I went to Waterstones, I would not pick any of these books up because they've come in like most of them have come in subscriptions, like my Fairyly and Alima Creative subscriptions. And if it wasn't to me, which it kind of is, I'd just DNF them and like give them to charity shop. But because they're special editions and because I feel like they're going to be good, I've heard some really good stuff about them from other people online, I want to give them a shot. So I will read 10% of the book, and if I do not like it, rather than sitting here and struggling to get through, I will just straight up DNF it, bye. Then I can then get this selection down. I am doing this with all hardback books, and then I will be doing a stage with paperbacks because, oh my god, I have so many paperbacks. It's been on my shelves for years, and I've not touched them. I got those paperbacks when I started to get into like the book world, the book community, and I haven't really, back then, I didn't really refine my tastes. Now I have. I know what I like, I know what I don't like, and a lot of those books, unsure where they fit in that selection. So that's what I'm doing. I will be starting off hardbacks, try and get as many of these down, and then I'll move on to paperbacks. It's not going to like end at the end of the year, it's just a constant channel, constant vlog, constant episode until I just get rid of all the books that I'm putting off, basically. So welcome, here we are. We have 10 books to choose from. It's the start of Feb when I'm recording this, and I wrapped all of these up the week before Christmas. So I remember a couple of books in here, but I do not remember how big they are, meaning thickness wise, so I do not know which book is which. I'm going to start off with one book. We can then decide to read it or DNF it, and then once that's completed, then I can unwrap another one. I'm not going to unwrap a couple and then choose. That's not the point of this video. I need to unwrap one, then read it. And then my thoughts and opinions will be here with you guys. So, am I feeling something skinny or thick? That's the question. That will always be the question. So most of this pile here is the thin books, other than the bottom one. That's actually quite thick. I don't want a thin one, I don't want a thick one, I want like a medium one. So this one's medium, and then I'm gonna say this one's also medium. So we're gonna choose between these two. This one's a short book. Like, what could that be? Just looked, this is the only short one I've got out of all these 10 books, and I feel like I should just get this one out of the way so then all of them are the same height wise. So I might regret this decision, probably. I'm so scared. I love this episode but I hate it as well. That's the spine, these are the papers. So I'm just going to give you a view first. Oh, okay, I know what this is. The Betrayals. Hello, focus, thank you. So this is The Betrayals by Bridget Collins. This is the #1 bestseller author of The Binding. Should we read what it is? Because I've had this for a really long time. Oh, I remember why I haven't read this. There's so many words I don't know how to pronounce. Bear with me. If everything in your life was based on a lie, would you risk it all to tell the truth? See, it's just captivating. It's just, I'm intrigued. At Montrevere, an exclusive academy tucked away in the mountains, the best and brightest are trained for excellency in the Grand Due, an arcane and mysterious contest. Leo Martin was once a student there, but lost his passion for the grandeur following a violent tragedy. Now he returned in disgrace, exiled to his old place of learning, with a political career in tatters. Montreville has changed since he studied there, even allowing a woman, Claire Dryden, to serve in the Grand Duke's highest office of Magister Ludi. When Leo first sees Claire, he senses an old connection within her, though he's not sure they have ever met before. The bond between them is strengthening, but both Leo and Claire have built their lives on lies, and as the legendary Midsummer game draws closer, secrets are whispering within the walls. How many pages is it? Just shy of 400. Okay, it's 425. Okay, I have no thoughts and opinions here. I'm just going to read it and then I will give you an update shortly. It's been a couple of hours. I have read some pages, not a lot as you can see. I've got to page 29 and I have made the grand decision to DNF this book because I don't like the writing style. I don't understand what's going on. There's a chapter that's called The Rat, right? And in this whole chapter, it's a couple of pages long, she's in like a big open tunnel area that's really tall bricks, kind of like a chimney but a really large chimney, and goes into detail with what the floors like, what the conditions like, in really short sentences. Like she's speaking to herself but she's like really simple-minded. And then it goes into the description of there's an owl and that she kills an owl and then she cuts herself and there's blood drip on the floor. And then a woman in white comes in, but it's usually men, so this is a woman man. And then she was going to kill this woman man and then this woman man walks away. So then she drops off of the wall from the shadows onto the floor and looks up at the moon and opens her hands and steps back like an invitation. And it's not a couple of like pages, it's 11 pages, and I was reading there thinking, what the fuck am I reading? Like, what is going on right now? And then I was like, right, okay, don't know what it's about. I'll read chapter 2, which is in Leah's point of view, and that's like 20 pages long. And then that was quite weird anyway. So he's like a counsellor or a minister or something of that hierarchy, and he sends a letter somewhere, messes up, and then basically someone who's higher up than him basically says, you're gonna hand in your resignation, mate, like we no longer want you here. And then he makes a joke saying, oh, if I don't sign it, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna turn up in like an alley with my neck slit? And then the guy's like, and then he's like, oh shit. So he signs his resignation letter, which he didn't write, and then he gets like a train and goes to this, I'm assuming is the academy, and then they send someone to like follow him to make sure he goes to this academy, to make sure he actually follows through his agreement. But the sentences, I don't like the way this book is worded, and I just thought, while I'm near the 10% mark, there's no point reading another chapter when I've already made my mind up to DNF it now. So I thought, you know what, I'll just pop on, I'll give you a little debrief, and then I'll take out this and then I'll put this in the DNF pile. So it's been half of a day and I've already knocked one book down, 3 to go. Talking about the other 3 that I do need to choose another one. So they're all in my bookshelf here, and I don't want a thin one. I want like a medium looking one. So those two look, I mean I've just picked up two random ones, but those two look very similar to each other, and I'm kind of drawn to this one. So I'm just going to put this one back, and then we can open this one up. And again, you guys can get the first look. Now my look, it'll be upside down. What did I say? Upside down. Okay. I'm happy about this. Okay, I have had this for a very long time, and it's a special edition, and I was obsessed with this copy, but I don't know, for some reason I just never picked it up. So it's Once Upon a Dark Time, The Forest Grimm by Catherine Prudy. Okay, so the synopsis says, once upon a time, villagers would whisper their desires to the Book of Fortunes, and its pages would reveal how to obtain them. All was well until someone used the book for evil. Afterwards, the branches of the Forest Grimm snatched the book away, and the village withered. The villagers tried to make amends with the forest, but every time someone crossed its border, they never returned. Spooky. Despite the warnings from her fortune teller grandmother, Clara embarks on the journey into the deadly forest to procure the Book of Fortune, to reverse the curse and save her mother and village. Clara's friend Axel puts aside his longing for her to join the journey. The younger travellers have set their minds to defying the fates, daring to accomplish what no one else has been able to do before. Alas, the forest, alive with dark, deadly twists on some of our most well-known fairy tales, has a mind of its own. So I am really intrigued with like the Brothers Grimm. Is it Grimm Brothers? Brothers Grimm. You know what I'm talking about. And I like the original story plots of like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, Tangled, and all that sort of stuff. Like, to me, I'm kind of liking the dark stuff. That's why I really love reading the adult versions of the retellings of Disney stories, and I read so many of those, and I will continue reading so many of those because I just love twisted Disney stuff, like obsessed. Like, my young self is like, yes, loving this, and then my older self is also loving it because it's murder and everything of the sorts. So I thought this would be quite similar to that, and it's a small book. It's, goodness, it's less than 300 pages. God, it's never been opened before, the pages are cracking. It is 338, so yeah, it's a tiny book, and yeah, I'm quite excited for this actually. I think this will be a book that I will finish and I will really like, because it's got obviously the Brothers Grimm, it's got the twistedness, and from the sounds of it, you've got like not Beauty and the Beast, Red Riding Hood, and yeah, so we'll give that a try and we'll see how this goes. Also, look at that, obsessed. Hi gorgeous, I do have a little bit of an update, only a smidge a bit, but a little bit of an update. I've got my hair done. I'm now vibrant ginger. We are colourful, we are spring, we are ready for summer. We are bringing summer. We are the sunshine currently. I have got my cup of tea. I need to do my nails today, so that's what we're doing. It's not talking about it. So I need to do some research. I need to fill the gaps in. I have just sharpened them up so they're nice and like sharp. So I've just done that this morning. I need to figure out what design I'm doing, and then I need to fill in like the infill gaps here just because of the growth. So that's one thing I need to do today. So you'll be seeing a little shaving and a little paint and a little bit of fixing, and then you'll see the end results. I need to put this down. I do have an update for the Forest Grimm. I'm not a massive dent in it. I am 72 pages in. So my aim today is probably to get to halfway, but I am immensely enjoying this so far. Honestly, I'm having such a fun ride. To give you a little debrief of what it's about, obviously I'm not really far in it, but the story plot I've got so far is they are in a little village, and there was a book that once in a lifetime you are allowed and granted a wish. So you'd go to this book, whisper your wish, never tell anyone, no one can overhear you, because if anyone knows what you wished for, it will not come true. And yeah, it happens. So you can wish for like to be rich, you can wish to your like your daughter to get married, you can wish for your whole family, the whole generations to be healthy and things like that. So it really depends what you want to do. And then something happened, somebody makes a wish and it's not to help people. It is the opposite. It is like the devil type of wish. And then once that wish follows through and then the bad event happens, the book disappears. And then ever since that, no one can pick up the book, no one can find the book, no one can make any wishes. And because of that, like the weather's not really good, the crops are dying and people are really struggling in this village. But since then, people have wandered into the woods and gone missing and never come back. In this woods, there's these trees that are alive, and they do this like competition every year, kind of like in Hunger Games, right? And it's the opposite to Hunger Games, and I love my Hunger Games trope. I always will do. I just love everything about it. But with how I'm saying it's the opposite is, in Hunger Games, people do not want to like volunteer tribute. They do not want to volunteer at all. They do not want to die. But in this book, they volunteer. They want to go into this woods. They want to risk their lives and everything. And I say that because you do technically risk your lives, but it's an unknown. And you don't go in with anyone else. It's just a one-person job, and then that's it. So in each year, they do the competition, and then people volunteer. And they volunteer to go into the woods to then be able to find this book, and then find the lost people, bring it all back, and then save their little village, basically. Our main girl has gone through everything imaginable that's not nice in the world. Honestly, she's had a tough life. Her dad went missing, and then like a year later, her mum went hunting for him. Mum never came back. Since that, she is known as like, well, people have spread rumours because obviously she has both parents that have gone missing, and her mum was the first person to go missing since the book had disappeared. So people like stay away from her, no love interest, no friends. They're all like, I don't want anything to do with you. You are not a good person. You are jinxed. And she really, really, really immensely wants to go into this woods to help find her mum and her dad and bring the book back and bring all the lost people home. And it's just, you can tell how immensely desperate she wants this. And she cheats, she puts loads and loads of papers within the bowl of her name in it, so hopefully her name will get brought out, but it isn't. And long story short, she goes into the woods with like, not a misunderstanding, but it's an accidental coincidence. So she came across something accidentally, but it worked out perfect for her. And there is a love interest in here. So the only person who she's friends with in the village is her best friend, a guy, and they have been friends for practically forever. And on the guy's like day before their wedding, his fiance wanders into the woods and she's never seen again. And it's quite big, the story plot is quite spoken about, and that everyone loves this guy, everyone's obsessed with this guy, but everyone knows that this guy's obsessed with his lost fiance. And them two get stuck in the woods. So our girl and our guy have never looked at each other like a little bit like a, oh, I see you more of a friend. But you can see with certain aspects that they're going to continue to be down the road of a romantic aspect, because it's just little things on that, and it's just little hints. I'm assuming it's little Easter eggs, but obviously I don't know it's Easter eggs because I don't know the end story plot. But my thought is if he's like dedicated to his lost fiance, what is going on? Because if he falls for our main girl, then that obviously means something's going on with the lost fiance. And I'm a bit, I don't know how it's going to go. So unless they find everybody, but then them two fall in love in like the middle ground, or if they don't find anybody but they find the book and them two fall in love, I have multiple ways the story could go. and I'm very excited. But I'll give you an update later, probably once I've done my nails, and then once... I'm not going to read obviously a lot when I'm doing my nails because I'm going to be, you know, I can't read a book with wet nails. So we'll see how that goes. It's currently 2 minutes to 12, so it's... I need to get a crack on with today because today has just been non-existent currently. But I'm very excited and I will give you an update. Yay! So I've done my nails. I prioritise them rather than reading. So I'm just putting some cuticle oil because they are dry. And then I show the masterpiece that I've done. It's my birthday month this month. And I just thought, why not treat yourself and just do really nice nails? Obviously it's now 20 to 3, so it's taken me nearly 3 hours to do my nails. But if you do your own nails, you will know that it just takes a very long time. It just takes a very long time. So yeah, I am still on whatever pages I said earlier because I haven't picked up my book. I need to pick up because my goal was to read half of it. I mean, with it being nearly 3 o'clock, I think that's doable. But yes, so these are the nails. I don't like doing that, but yeah. These are all like individually put on. But yeah, that's where I am. I am going to start reading this beautiful beast and I will give you an update when I have one. I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to sit here and read. So you'll see that and then we'll have an update later. I'm very like edging to want to get on to the next book, and it's not because I'm not enjoying this, but I'm really enjoying like ticking things off my list and getting things done and dusted, seeing the list go down. Obviously I had 10 books to start as an episode and this is book number 8 because book number 1 is this one, and I just full on like read 3 pages and I was like, I am done. I read more than that, but yeah. So yeah, that's going into the DNF pile. This one, from the looks of it so far, I'm going to keep and I'm very much excited for that. But yeah, I'm liking this so much. I just want to move on with my life and continue. But here we are. I will give you an update once I have one with this book. So speak to you soon. Oh my god, I've lost it. I was going to tell you something and I cannot find it. I crack a smile. I predict you're going to hate me within a week. He snorts. I could never hate you. If I strangle you in the middle of your sleep, you know it's coming from a place of love. one. I'm holding you by hand just because I've just finished the book and my tripod's upstairs, and I honestly cannot bother going upstairs just to talk to you about this. But I've just finished The Forest Groom, and like I'm a bit confused with my feelings on the matter, because it was good. Like, the little parts annoyed me, but it didn't give you enough time to, like, for the annoyance to fully take form, because it moved on quite quickly. It wasn't a book that stuck to one thing, like the story plot kept changing and changing, and there was little like Easter eggs at the start of the book to like how the book had ended. It'd give you little hints, and at the end it'd like talk you through how it came to that conclusion, which I really liked. And the love interest was completely different to what I thought it was, and I really liked the ending of it. It was really cute. There was a couple of things that I was just like, didn't see that coming, which is really good. And from how the book finishes, I do believe there's going to be another book, unless like it's just a standalone with a little bit of a cliffhanger. It's not like a massive cliffhanger, like, oh my god, what is going on? But it's still a cliffhanger where it's not like happy ever after, it's like a to be continued. And yeah, I think I'm going to be mixed between a 3-star and a 4-star, because I did like it. It was very slow pace, but it was still really good. But basically, I mean, it could say the synopsis. Obviously, I read the synopsis when I bought this book months ago, but I don't read synopsis when I go into it, because I like the story to be like new, completely fresh in my mind. But it had, obviously, she is wearing a red cape, like Red Riding Hood, and then you come across Cinderella, you come across Sleeping Beauty, you come across Hansel and Gretel, and you also come across Rapunzel. So it's like a Disney combination book, Disney movie combined. It was, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good, and it was nice seeing all these Disney stuff in the same story plot, which I was pleasantly surprised, because I wasn't expecting that. But it wasn't a book where I was like on the edge of my seat being like, oh my god, I need to find what's going on. But it wasn't a book where I was like, can't be arsed. I was like, I'm enjoying this read. It's pleasant. It was enjoyable, and I think that's why I'm still a bit like 3 or 4, because to me a 3-star is obviously in the middle of 1 and 5, so that's like a good read. 4 stars are like, oh my god, amazing, but something was missing. 5 stars is obviously like 5 stars, 6 stars, 10 out of 10, amazing. I will never rate a book 1 star. If I didn't like it, I'll just DNF it, and then I will not rate it. But if I read something and I'm really having to push myself through the book and I just do not care for it, that's a 2-star book. So yeah, I think a 3-star. Did enjoy it. Glad I read it. But yeah, now we can move on to the next one. So I'm now going to go upstairs, which I could have just done, and I could have just spoke to you on a tripod, but whatever, we're here now. And then I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to choose a new book, and then we can open that. And I think I will read a bit of that tonight. Probably won't speak to you about it. And then I'll pop on maybe tomorrow or the day after. So today's Sunday, and usually Mondays we go shopping. So I'm not back until quite late, because I work for a full day. So I don't normally get back from work till 6, and I go food shopping, and I've got to eat food and blah blah. So my Mondays are kind of like a write-off, an absolute waste. So yeah, I'll just see when I contact you. So yeah, I'll pop on whenever with an update with the next book, but we will choose my next book now. Right, we need to pick our next book, so I'm just going to put you down just a smidge. Okay, so we have 2 biggish books, and I don't know what I'm feeling. I feel like I should just get one of these books out of the way, because then a lot of these are kind of all the same size. Or do I get one of these small ones out of the way so I have less of them ones? That's the question. Should I just read? For some reason, this one's calling my name. Okay, so pick the book. No idea what it is. Let's have a look. I'm gonna show you first. So the past 2 books I've chosen have been upside down. So we'll see if this one is. Oh, it's backwards though. Okay. I'm not massively obsessed with books about Guimaraes. I've never, like, I love the Asian culture, I love animes, love K-dramas, love everything about that sort, but Guimaraes I am just not interested in it. And I think I've remembered 2 or 3 books with Guimaraes in the past, and they've not been really good reads, or I like DNF'd it midway through and I've been like, I'm done. But I have heard really good stuff for this. So on the back it says, he's a fallen god, she's a shape-shifting fox, which is a Guimaraes. They'll do anything to outsmart each other, anything except fall in love. So it's got potential, it's got like the romance in there. And again, it's a fairy lit book, it's a special edition, which is what most of these books are. Yeah, beautiful cover. So we'll give this a go. It might go well, it might not go well. We shall see. I've read probably around, I don't know when the last time I spoke to you guys. I have read 215 pages of The God and the Guimaraes, right? And I thought this was going to be the one for me, where the only like Guimaraes book that I'm obsessed with, loved it. And it got to around 10-20% in, and the author was like saying shits and gigs, and I was like, oh my god, like it's a modern take of it, I'm gonna like it, I'm gonna love it. And to say how much I'm obsessed with the Asian culture, right, you'd think I'd love these books, and I don't. I have a thing about these where I hate them, and I'm now 54%, which is how many pages? 215. So again, I am just past halfway, and I'm going to DNF this book because I could not care less. I just don't care about the romance, about the world. I currently feel like I'm wasting my time reading this book, and yes, I'd love to finish it because I've heard so many good things about this book, but I don't care, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Basically, obviously, there's a god, the Guimaraes. The god messes up, so basically the god's brother comes to the king, comes to become the king, and then he's a bit jealous, so he and like thousands and thousands of dark demons try to fight off the king to overrule him, for him to become the king, but he loses, and then the king, his brother, banishes him to the human realm, and he has to kill that same amount of number as those dark creatures that I took to the fight, and banish them all and kill him. So I think it's like 20,000 or something high like that, and he's nowhere near that. And then our girl, the Guimaraes, she is, what is it? It's a scarlet something. And I don't know if I'm going to find it in this. But yeah, it's the Red Skull or something. And she has been like disguised for a very long time. And she has recently done something like people are like, that's the Red Scarlet, whatever her name is. And now they are looking from her. So with it being saying he's a fallen god, obviously because he's been banished. She's a shape-shifting fox, with it being a Guimaraes 9-tailed fox. They do anything to outsmart each other, because basically for him to become a god again, his brother the king said, you can kill this demon that's now come into the world and the red scarlet fox, and then you will then get your title and your power back. But our girl has like sneaked her way in, and she is this guy's assistant in trying to find and hunt down these people. So yeah, so that's where we currently are, and I just don't care. So I'll put that down, and I've chosen 4 small books I was thinking we can choose from, because I don't want to get into a big book, but I'm going to choose this bottom one, and then we can just get into it. To gaze upon wicked gods. I feel like I've just gone from one Asian book to another Asian book. Okay, she has power over death, he has power over her. When 2 enemies strike a dangerous bargain, will they end a war or ignite one? And I would read the synopsis, but you guys know I like to go into books blind, so I'll give you an update when I have one. And book 3. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully good, because the first 2 books... Oh no, book 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've DNF'd 2 books, I have finished 1 book. Is 4 my lucky number? Who knows? It's sunny. I mean, what is that about? I do have a bit of an update for you guys. So I think the last time we spoke, you might have seen me read a little bit of this to begin with, and then I am now a decent way amount through. I'm at 161, which is just shy of roughly halfway through. You might be hearing some birds because the door is open. The clothes are out on the washing line. I am adulting to the maximum right now. I am being a mature adult with responsibilities and everything. Crazy. So I realised I should probably pop in with you guys, and then I thought, wait, I haven't actually told you what this book's about. Wait, so this is To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, and that is the Ice Cream Man. Ice Cream Man. Hello, it is summer in the UK. Oh my god. So from what I can tell, and I'll just show you the picture here because it just makes things a lot more easier. So this is the New World. This is the Romans that have come and invaded. It's kind of like Japan, but it's not. It's got its own little individual area, and as you can tell, it's got the authentic buildings. These have come in and like, they came from a portal in the sky. They came on like aeroplanes, they had guns and everything, and these people run off magic, so their technology isn't the best because obviously they rely on magic. So these Romans came across, wowed them with their vehicles, with their aeroplanes, and they were like, we're amazing. And then it got to the point where they were taking more and more control of like the cultural area, and yeah, they now go around basically like slaughtering people. If they fancy it, they'll go around like murdering people, raping people, stealing off people, because the guards from there, they're from the Roman area because they're more powerful. Like kind of, I mean, they are more powerful in aspect where they've got the guns and they've got the airplanes, they've got technology. But the authentic side of this book, they have actual powers given from gods. And our main girl, she is like powerful AF, but she's got, I don't know which god, I think it's just death. The god of death gave her death power. So basically she can like touch people and like drain the life out of them. And the one thing that I'm really liking currently, and I don't know if I've watched this in a movie or if I've read this in a book, but it's about people having different coloured souls. So depending on what their life was like, or if they were coming to the end of their life, if they had a really long life ahead of them, or if they were like really evil and mean, or if they were like really beautifully sewed and stuff, their colours depend on what they are like. And it gave me really bad deja vu, and I just couldn't figure out where from. But anyway, the romance is from one of the main like princes. He's the second in command prince, so he's not like the direct line to the throne. He's like the spare prince, if you may say. And then the main girl is, she's not really special, she's not like from royalty, but she's like a descendant from someone who's really good in the war, someone who's got like the backstory with it. And one of the main issues is the Romans brought a drug called opium with them, and it's a really expensive drug to get a hold of. It's not like it's cheap and like easy to get a hold of, that's why everybody's on it. It's really expensive, but people are going around basically saying that if you have this opium drug, it will help with the god gift that you were given. If yours isn't strong, or if you haven't had one, this opium drug will then give you one. It'll give you a direct line to a god, and then you can get their power. So a lot of people are trying to think, right, we're not in a good position, these Romans are taking over our world, and they are treating us like shit basically, and they're like, don't want that. So then they go and try this opium, and then it doesn't help. I mean, it helps a little bit, but then they become addicted, and then you cannot wean off of opium once you've tried it. Once you're there, you cannot come off of it. You will have opium for the rest of your life, or you'll die. basically. It's that bad. It's that bad. Kind of see different people with different powers fighting for different aspects of the war, because people keep saying there's a war coming, and is there a war? I do not know, and I'm excited. I'm not obsessed, but it's an easy read. Like, I'm enjoying it. I'm not like, oh my god, I need to pick it up, like what's going on, oh my god, tell me the story plot. But then it's also not bothered. I'm enjoying it. It's okay. It's fine. And I also really like the cover, which is kind of perfect for my jumper. But I also have, non-related to this, but still book topics, I've got on order. So, hello, can you stop? So I bought some books off of TikTok, right? And I didn't realise you could do this. I knew there was a TikTok shop, but I just thought it was like little gadgets and little accessories, not like special edition books. And when I found out, I was like, oh my god, I am on that hype. So HarperCollins on TikTok was doing a book sale, and some of the books are still like half price, 50% off, more. So I'd have a look if I was you, just in case. But I went on and I thought, you know what, I'm buying some books. So I bought A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And I've read the first book, which is this one. I read it and I wasn't, again, obsessed, but I really enjoyed it. The ending had me not expecting that, because it was just like a twist after a twist and then another twist, and I was just like, what's going on? The actual middle of the plot I did expect, I did kind of see, but I really liked it. But so I bought some. So I bought this one, and it is a beautiful special edition. And if you can't read, it says, I'm not sure I'm the good girl I once thought I was, ... And yeah, it's just a really pretty book. The only issue is, this book is smaller than all the rest of the books that I bought by quite a large difference. So I think I'm going to sell this book. So if you're interested in getting this book, I'll put it in my Vinted. My Vinted is down below with a couple of other books I'm selling as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful edition. I try not to get books where you have to display them like that. I prefer when you like that, just because it just, unless you have like a full row of books like a special edition like this, I just don't think it looks very nice. So I'm going to get rid of this one. So that one can just go over there. But I did buy 3 others, and these are hardbacks. They do not have any dust covers. This is just what the edition is like. And they have, I don't know what they're called, like a permanent bookmark, whatever. Yeah. Currently obsessed. And then I also got this one, which again, stunning. And then there was this one, and I've never heard of this one, and I didn't expect it to be this thin. This is Killjoy, and this is the prequel, this is the prequel novella to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I need to read this one next. But yeah, it's absolutely tiny. On the back it says this is $16.99. I got every single one of these books for £8.50. For a special edition hardback book for £8.50. That is like paperback standards. Yeah, I really struggled getting these books just because there was so many to choose from that I just couldn't decide. But I thought, I've already started the series and I need to finish it because of my series tracker. I need to get as many series down as possible. But yeah, I just thought these were really cute. So I'm now on the hunt for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder in the same kind of style as this, I'm hoping, just because it'd be nice to display them. So yeah, that's my book update. I am now going to read a little bit more of To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, just because I've done my chores, like I've spring cleaned. The wash, this is the second wash of the day and I've just put it on. We've cleaned up the kitchen, the bathroom's clean. I'm going to wash the bed in soon, so in a couple of hours once this is dry, I'll probably put the bed in the wash. But yeah, I'm just going to read this. How many pages do I have left? It's not a huge book, so I said I was on 160. This book has, it's just shy of 350. I'll give you an update later. And then this is gonna be the last book of the vlog because I've gotten down 4 books and that is my aim for this video, 4 books down, and that means I've got 7 left. So excited. But I'll speak to you later. Bye. just come across something and I wanted to mention it to you because I actually thought it was really impressive. So it said, they didn't win the war within a year, not within a month, not within a week. They defeated us in one single day. So far this book isn't something where I can be like, oh my god, look what I've read, like this is amazing, because the romance is the subplot, the action, the world building is the main plot. So there's not that many like moments, so I can't really speak to you about like with amazing updates. I'm probably just going to give you an update now, and then probably when I finish these next like 200 pages, because it's just, I have nothing to say. So unless something like, oh my god guys, listen to what he's just said, comes across, you're probably not going to hear from me now. Let's do some yoga and then let's have a catch up. Peace. It was like a still little thing, and then it went from like a 7 out of 10 to like an 11 out of 10. It just flipped. Anyway, I'm on part 4 now, so I don't have long left. I'm currently on, some pages don't have numbers, but I'm currently on page 311, chapter 46. And for some reason I feel like it's going to be a very tense ride from here. So stay tuned. Because what the fuck just happened? Morning guys. I am coming here just to give you an update on where I am with the book. Because I finished it last night and I just didn't want to pop on because CBA. So I am here and I just wanted to close the video and then talk about it. So my Prince Ricky is protecting the 4 books that we have gone through. So let's go on. I feel like a lot of these books I would not have picked up. Like this vlog worked wonders just because I want to pick these ones up, but I would not have picked these ones up. So I did DNF The Betrayals by Bridget Collins, and it was so strange because I read like 4 chapters and I had not a clue what was going on at all, and I didn't want to find out. I was just so confused and I wasn't intrigued to figure this out. Basically the first girl was acting like a rat, and I didn't understand. I didn't like the writing style either. I mean it's an issue because it's such a beautiful book, but I just don't care. So that's goes bye-bye. And then I went on to read The Forest Grimm by Catherine Purdy, and this is special edition, and I didn't love this book. It wasn't like, oh my god, it was amazing, but it was quite enjoyable. There was a couple of characters in here that really did wound me up, and I think that's why I didn't fully enjoy the reading experience, just because it was tense, and I really wanted to just punch him in the face. multiple times. And normally when like the main character's making a decision and then the side characters are like judging them and stuff, yeah, fair enough, because not everybody has the same opinion, not everybody has the same thoughts on how to accomplish things, and I get it. But like when someone's constantly being a dick, when you can tell that the main character is trying their goddamn hardest for something, honestly wound up. But I did enjoy it, and I really do like this edition of it as well. So I will be keeping this, and I'll add it to my nice selection of special editions, because I don't know, I think I will think about this book for a while. There's one thing in this book that I have started to say actually, is, you know, when like someone's going to do something and you wish them luck, in this book, rather than saying good luck, they say take my luck. So basically they're saying you have your own, but I will also give you mine. So that's double the twice of luck that you need. And I really like that thought. So that actually has like wiggled its way into my everyday life. So cute. I then went on to read The God and the Gumaho by Sophie Kim, and I have heard, my nose is so itchy. I've heard so many good things about this. Like, honestly, it's everywhere on social media currently. It's not new release, but it's still in that the upcoming present new releases. And yeah, there's not been one book about Gumahos that I have enjoyed, and I thought this was the one, just because at the start of the book they were saying like shits and gigs, and it was like all comical, and it was like grumpy. They were both grumpy, to be fair. I mean, relatable. And our main girl used to be like really famous back in the day, and now she's like disguised herself, and I thought this had so much potential for it to be beautiful for me. Like, this could have been, but I just really hate Gumahos. And you'd think because of how much I love the Asian culture, I would love Gumahos, because I would read anything. I've got half of a leg sleeve on my leg for the Asian culture, like Japanese, Korean, and so you'd think this book was the one for me, but it really wasn't. And I'm kind of annoyed about that. So this is like the third book I've tried, and it's just not happening. It's an issue because it is a special edition, and it's a pretty book. Like, it's really beautiful, and then the art on the inside is just stunning because it's at a coffee shop. Yeah, it was just, and I just. No. The last one we've just read is To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, and I'm not going to go into depth because obviously that's quite new on the brain for you because you've just watched me talking about this book. And the whole book, I'd probably say like 80% of the book was like steady, deep plot, like you're just wiggling through the life of our girl and our main guy, just kind of going through, yeah, there's some like hiccups all along the way, but it wasn't like intense. And then the last part of the book, the last 20%, it was just intense upon intense upon intense. And it wasn't a 5-star read for me. It was multiple things missing, and I just didn't like the main people. All of the main characters I couldn't gel with. I wasn't like, oh my god, I love you, yes. I couldn't rate for anybody because there were certain parts of different people that I was just like, no. So that knocked a star down for me. So then it could be in a 4-star, but then it was a 3-star, like, which is standard. Like, out of 5, 3 is like an okay read. It was enjoyable, wasn't obsessed, didn't dislike it. It was an okay read, which is what I ended up rated it. But I didn't like the main guys, both of them. There wasn't, because it's like kind of like a miniature love triangle, I'm assuming, because that's the kind of vibe I was getting from it. But I just didn't want her to be with any of those people. I think it would have been better if there was no like romances within there, and I think that let down because I think the romance was like the subplot, because then it kept referring to them two like being together, or like she's choosing the wrong guy, and I mean, you could see there was a choice being made there, but the romance wasn't there. Like, it just wasn't. It was more like a friendship, kind of more like an ownership, but then she was thinking of in a friendship, but in retrospect it was actually like ownership, like. And I just, yeah, it was a good read, is what it is. I might actually get rid of this one as well because I have read it and I just don't think I'm going to think about it again, and I'm trying to like kind of declutter my shelves only to the books I'm obsessed with or really stunning editions, and this one's just a standard edition. So we've got read 2, DNF'd 2, keeping 1, selling 3. not too bad, actually. I don't think it's too bad. I have moved my stuff around. I'm just trying to just get comfortable, and there's certain shelves here that I'm like obsessed. Yes, hello, beautiful. And then there's others that I'm just like, I hate everything about my life right now. So every time you see me, this background will probably be different. I'm not going to apologise for it. But I was just saying that we started off with 10 of these books, and now we've got 7 left because I DNF'd. 7? 6. Can I count? We had 10 at the start. I've got rid of 4, so we've got 6 left. So we'll continue with the 6 books in the next one, which is probably like next month or something. I'm kind of happy with how this ended up because I mean, I want to read them otherwise, so, you know. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. And I will see you in next week's vlog, I think. Is it a vlog? Don't know. Anyway, bye. What? TikTok was having like a book sale on the HarperCollins, and currently they... Don't mind me. Don't mind me.